All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Many Last Words podcast. This is one of your hosts, Wild Bill. We're going to be going over week 6 of the NFL. I'll touch on the sad conclusion of the Chicago Cubs baseball season as well, and just talk about the MLB playoffs for a moment also. Kind of a weird day. It's a little bit of a different setting. It's late at night, and I am in the bedroom because Fran is sleeping on the couch. I don't want to disturb her. So I'll try to keep it light over here and not cause a ruckus. So thanks to everybody for tuning in, as always. And here is me and Peyton talking about week 6 of the NFL. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 6 of the NFL season. This is the Many Last Words podcast. It's Wild Bill and my good friend Peyton. Peyton, welcome. How you doing? How you feeling?
Man, Thursday was not happy. Start of the week for the NFL week, we should say. But now sitting on a Tuesday afternoon or morning for both of us still. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling better. Still
That's
top of
good.
the NFC East, so I'm in a good mood. I was alone this weekend. It was Victoria's bachelorette in Austin. So she drove up there with her girlies. Some flew in from New Orleans, some from Dallas, one from Boston, and they had a hell of a time. It sounded like. So yeah, I'm good, man.
Nice. By the way,
How-
I meant to ask you, could you, if there are any extra Peyton tattoos, just save me one.
Ooh, that I can do. I can
Okay.
definitely put the word out if
Okay,
there's any
I'd love
extras.
to have a few. Just throwing that out there.
The thing is, what they don't understand is or for the fans at home, Bill sends me a yearly photo of me from second grade when we had picture day, and not by picture day. It was like exposed disposable camera day, and we get to run around in our like our park in our second grade class and just taking photos of each other. And Bill kept that photo since Miss Martin's second grade class, and
That's right.
yearly will send me uh a photo of it. So I love you, Billy. I love that you still have that photo all these years later.
And more than that, where it is, it's on like a magnetic board that I have right next to my bed in my room. So I wake up and see it immediately. It's right there.
Twin of them. I appreciate you, brother.
My first portrait, some would say.
It was. And it was, hey, what a hell of a picture. I think the funny part about it is, I mean, bro, we were literally what the
Eight.
only two, no, I know that, but I'm saying like of our class, I think it was like me, you, Sophia, Murad, and like one other person that was either black or brown, maybe like Judah, and that was it. So the
Yeah, you're
fact that
right.
like that was it. So
We were a
the
tight-knit community.
absolutely, and Tanya Gupta, so probably five. Um, so the fact that we like you have that photo of me and I remember you taking the photo. Like I
That's
remember
funny.
that just that moment of running down the hill because there was that little tiny hill
Hmm.
in the back of where like the second grade classes were. I remember coming down and like you snapping it. But yeah, man, what a hell of a time. How are you feeling, man? How's the weather in LA? What are you doing, man?
Right now it's raining in LA. I don't know well, I don't really know exactly where it's coming from. I know it hit Arizona pretty hard. I think there was like a hurricane going on or something,
Oh,
and like
wow.
rains are like coming down this way.
Hmm.
So it's not coming down super hard, but it doesn't matter how much or how little. The driving just gets worse and worse by any tiny little element that gets thrown into it. I like to believe that Peyton, you and I grew up in Illinois, and we have some decent drivers out there.
I would say
Just
it's the best of the
I'd say
other
so.
places you could live.
Definitely. I am surprised and appalled by how many people are able to get a driver's license here in California. I've had a long-standing like idea. I feel like every single person with a driver's license, this is a big project. Every
Hmm.
person with a driver's license should get a retake of their test, should be forced to do that to retain their driver's license from an out-of-state like instructor or
Hmm.
like judge, whatever you
Hmm.
want to call it, proctor. And
So
by their
go ahead.
standards,
Yep, 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 yep.
they give you a pass or fail of whether or not you should be driving. Because
Hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of people where it's like so quick. Like, no, you should not be putting other people's lives at risk here.
It's
That's
actually really funny that you mentioned that because I also do feel the same about Texans. Texans, um, anytime precipitation comes down, they're horrible. Any type of precipitation, they're horrible at driving. Um, and now I'll give them an out for snow because it has snowed the last few years in like January, February here. Not much, but even just a little, it'll create ice, and they don't have salt trucks down here.
hmm
So like that is a huge difference of like pre-salting the grounds or even just being able to get out there and get some salt down. That destroys all that ice, obviously, for people in the north, people in the south that don't know that. Um, so yeah, I'll give them an L on that. But when it rains, like these, dude, they're everything. Add tack on the extra 30 minutes. But
hmm
funny enough, for what you're thinking of implementing, I actually had to do
You did.
because of COVID. Um, they're changing all the DMVs to like a date, right? So you had to like actually make an appointment based, not by date, but appointment based.
Yeah.
And my ID was coming up expired because Illinois IDs when you're 16 only last until I think you're 21 and you have to retake. Everywhere else, it's like you get 10 years. So they're at 26, they have to get a new ID, not 21. Um, but because we turn ours from vertical to horizontal in
Right.
Illinois to let you to signify that you're of age to drink. But COVID happens. I realized that like okay, I'm not gonna be able to make an appointment. Like I thought I was just gonna be able to go in, and I was like, all right, oh, I'll have to make the earliest appointment. And so because they were so backed up with everyone making appointments, my appointment didn't happen until August of whatever year that was. I needed to get it done. Even though I was trying in March. So I made the appointment for August. I go in August and they're like, oh, your ID's expired. I was like, yeah, I had to make an appointment. You guys weren't accepting walk-ins or you guys weren't doing anything anymore because of COVID. They were like, well, since it's expired in another state, you have to redo your written and driver's test.
How long had it been since you studied like the rules of the road?
Since I was 15.
hmm
Do brother, that was actually really hard.
It is.
Out of and like I honestly do think that people should retake it like or like be mandatorily have to retake it
Hmm.
out of 30 questions you had to get I think it was 80% or whatever. I can actually tell you the number because I remember what I got and I got the last number that you could get. um
How'd you?
you had to get a 70%
Yeah.
out of 30. I got a what you could get was a 21 out of 30. I got a 21 out of 30.
I had
It
the exact same
was
thing happen. Yeah.
really yours
It
expired
happened
and then
like a
had to get in
little,
California.
like it was when I first moved up to LA. They were like, I can't remember what the reasoning was, but they said like, oh, so much time has passed, blah blah blah. You got to retake just the drive, just the written test. I didn't have to get in the car,
Dude,
and it was it was tough.
like it's not because they ask you like, oh, little Johnny is standing in the middle of the road. You're going X amount of speed per hour. How much feet do you have to like what why is Johnny in the road?
They're like, what am
His
I?
parents not teaching him anything? Why do I have to figure that out?
Yeah, it's more
I'm
about
doing
the
I'm doing
morning.
trigonometry.
Like, what am I, Isaac Newton here? Like, what? It becomes a moral question. Just like what?
Yeah, literally a moral question. Do I swerve, hit this tree, and kill me and my family, or do I save little Johnny's life? That's basically what they're asking me.
It basically becomes the meme of the guy with the two train tracks on the lever. Like, do you kill the one person or you kill all the people?
Yeah. Do you kill your one daughter or do you kill 500 Americans? Yeah, I don't know.
So
But this is
DMV
not a
sucks.
the DMV does suck. But shout out to all the DMV workers. I hope because you are government employees. I hope the government gets it together so that you guys are getting paid.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, but you guys do suck. Hurry it up in there a little bit, please. Hey,
Correct.
but does the DMV suck, or do the people that go to the DMV suck? Because like, who's making it take forever?
I think two things can be true at the same time. Nobody helps one another.
Because like I didn't have all the documents I needed. It took me 3 times actually in the same day showing back up. Like
That
I needed my
sucks.
passport, social security card, and my old ID. Like,
Mhm.
and I think I had 2 out of the 3. And like there's just a bunch of different. And then you also need like a supporting document showing that you live at your location, so like a piece of mail or something. So it's
Right.
like you could easily. So it's like now I know I pushed back someone else's time because I didn't have all those things. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, is it
Yeah.
me showing up not being prepared, or is it the DMV worker that is being slow?
I
Catch
feel like
22.
the DMV is one of those like shared spaces that we all as a society share. It's like so I saw this tweet a long time ago. I don't know who it was, but they said like we grew up like throughout the schooling system being in classes with like-minded like people on the same level, and then we just
Hmm.
got thrown into like one big spot where like everybody gets mixed in and mingled up, and so everything kind of just like our perception gets so thrown off by like what's normal. Like, am I dumb? Like that's kind of like that space that you're in the DMV. Just like what's
Which
going
is
on? Am I
actually
dumb?
crazy. No, but that's the crazy part of social media. That Twitter is like the town hall
Mhm.
for all of the world, but yet like it's not supposed to be like that. In 6th grade, and I'm gonna out Willie. Willie's a genius. Will was in um 6-0, right? The fucking
Right.
honors classes. What do they call it? PA?
PA, Project Arrow.
Yeah, Project Arrow. So for any of the Obama and Bush administration kids that are watching this, Project Arrow was for all the genius kids. Bill was in that. And they separated y'all because
Correct.
y'all had a different thing going on. Y'all were a lot further. You didn't need to be in Gen Pop like the rest of us heathens, all right?
I guess
And
so.
I think that's a smart way to go about life. I was selected for starting in 8th grade honorary math or honors or not honors, accelerated math. That's what
Yes.
it was called, accelerated math. And then in high school, I got selected for um, one AP class, a couple AP classes, and then honors English. So like I wasn't as far as you as in every class, but where I was good at, they picked and plucked me to go to upper level things. Yeah, we need to bring that back. We need to bring gatekeeping conversations and people. Are we calling for segregation on this podcast on the Main Last Words
We
podcast?
got to find a nicer word to go about it. Um, a club. We got to make a club, and it's got to be a wealth of the mind because there are clubs where it's like exclusive, but I feel like it's a lot money based.
Absolutely.
Let's take that element out.
Yeah, no race, no money.
Nope.
This is just knowledge, right?
Like,
Just strictly knowledge.
strict knowledge, and also, are you cool? You got to be
That
cool.
actually that plays a huge part, I think.
Yeah.
I think that, okay, we've spent 15 minutes rambling.
Anyways, how I'm doing
Yeah, how are you doing?
beyond the weather. I turned 30 on Saturday. That hurts. It's all right though. I feel like I'd be a lot more bummed out about it if I felt like I was getting older. I still feel like I'm 24.
Dude,
These knees are working.
I
I'm
have
feeling
said that
good.
so many times to people. I
Yeah,
think COVID just took a lot from us.
definitely.
Like I still feel 24, 25 because that's when it happened.
Yeah, yeah. The timeline just got so fucked up for lack of a better way of saying it.
Yeah. What'd
We
you
got
do for your
robbed out of
birthday?
our mid 20s for a few years.
Facts. No, literally. What'd you do for your birthday?
Fran organized getting together at a brewery. It was kind of like in the
Ooh.
middle of an industrial park, so it's right close to where Luke and I used to live, and he was super stoked to like find out and discover this was a place. They were super accommodating. Shout out to not Macleod's. It's an Irish pub, so it's pronounced McLeod's. Super accommodating, super friendly. Bartenders gave me a few drinks. Everybody was
Ooh.
buying me beers. It was a good time. Then we went to a sports bar to watch the Cubs game. Didn't end out the way that I wanted it to, but it is what it is. I had a good day. Um, and yeah, it's been a good week. Been a good couple days. Good outcome on football, which we'll get to real quick. We did get some unfortunate news yesterday about one of Fran's old drum line. friends who unfortunately lost his battle with depression.
Sorry to
Um,
hear that, man.
yeah, it was super sad. Somebody that Fran was close to, in those years. He had a lot of friends. He was living with his mom at the time. Just things happen quick. It could happen
Yep.
to anyone. It could happen anywhere. He was living in Santa Barbara, California, which is one of the nicer places on the planet. So just want to take a quick moment and say, like, if you're feeling anything, for anyone listening out there, you have a lot of people to reach out to. Any of our friends, I know we like to make this an open channel of communication.
Absolutely.
I had some struggles a few years ago. I wish I would have reached out a little more to some of my friends. I knew they were always there for me. Thankfully, I got myself out of that, and I know it's a really difficult thing to do. So there's always people out there. Um, my heart goes out to the people affected in that community. Fran was taking it pretty hard, and she got reached out by from a lot of people from that community, the drumline people and all the friends. So they're gonna have their service tomorrow morning out in Santa Barbara. She's gonna go out there. I'll have to work, so I won't be able to make it. So yeah,
Prayers to
rest
the
in
Santa
peace.
Barbara community, man. Prayers to them, her and her friends. Um, Never easy to deal with, but very important to talk about. I appreciate you bringing it up, Bill. And for anyone listening, like Bill said, you always have someone in us, um, a family member, a friend, a cousin, anyone, to speak to. Get it out. Get it out. Talk
Mm,
to somebody. It'll always make you feel better. I promise you, you're not the only one dealing with these feelings. I also went through something a few years ago, and I forced myself to lean on my friends because if not then when could I lean on or have? Why be friends if I can't um, use you in a moment of fear, um, sadness? If I can't have you in those moments, then what are we doing? So yeah,
right.
man, your friends are there to take care of you when you need it.
That's right.
So prayers to them.
Yeah, sending love out there. Peyton, I love you.
Love you, brother.
All our friends out there, we love you too.
Love you.
Um,
A little happier note for you
that's
on
right.
last night.
Let's get
Uh,
into some football here.
Coming off the bye.
That's right. We they showed the statistic last night. It was actually 1-10 since 2014 off the bye. Can't recall the one. I don't think it really makes a difference. 1-10 or 0-11. Historically, a bad franchise coming off the bye since Lovie Smith.
Hmm.
The Bears pulled it off. Chicago Bears have won 3 games in a row against the Commanders, who their fans like to stir up stuff on social media.
Hmm.
I did not know this about them. There are some bold fans
Hmm.
trying to create a rivalry that doesn't exist. I
Hmm.
understand the whole, the discourse of Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, first pick, second pick.
Hmm.
Jaden had the better year last year. Caleb had the turmoil going on in the building with the coaching staff, ownership not really knowing how to handle that.
Hmm.
Um, to see the Bears come off the bye and throughout the game there was certain points where it didn't look great, but to have a gritty, a tough win coming out of the bye, I was so happy to see that. It does feel like the culture is going in the right direction. I don't want to give it the full title of having changed and being like
Yeah.
where it needs to be. I'm still cautiously optimistic, but this is a sign that things are going well.
Hmm.
Um, the running game was well established. Darnell Wright, the right tackle, was hurt last week or the past few weeks, and he came back. He was bullying people on the right side. We replaced Braxton Jones, the left tackle, with Theo Benedette, the
Hmm.
second year undrafted free agent. He made his presence felt. He was pushing people around. There's still a few pressures on Caleb. Those things are going to happen. I think
Absolutely.
he handled it pretty well. I think the play calling complemented the things that they were able to see. Caleb's still missing a few of the throws, but making more of the ones that mattered. And the defense, while still showing some holes, still giving up some big plays, most of the time it felt like it was in the position of bend, don't break. Um, and that was good enough. They got the stops when they needed to. They they got some takeaways. They picked off Jaden Daniels, recovered that fumble at the very end, which is very costly by Washington. Might I add, they played a little bit sloppier of a game than I'm sure their fans would have liked for them to see, than I know that they're capable of playing. And so all those things culminated to a game-winning field goal by Jake Moody coming off the practice squad the same day of the game. He had a rough patch in San Francisco. I know he got into it with Debo back when they were both out in the West Coast.
Hmm.
So he got his lick back. Um, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple weeks. We are at 3-2, above 500, which is a nice place to be. I think we've got a few winnable games on the next 4 or 5 weeks. We got New Orleans coming up. I know they are probably like one of the better 1-5 teams that I've seen, but they're
There.
still a 1-5 team.
Yep.
So yeah, well, I won't look too much further ahead, but I am happy and optimistic. Luther Burden was looking great. Rome Odunze was a little limited in his ability and his production in the day, and that's fine. Those days are going to happen.
That's what happens.
But they dug deep and they were able to find just enough to squeak by all measures of the NFL, not a bad team.
Hmm.
So it's exciting. What are your thoughts, Peyton?
You gave a fantastic a recap of that game. I think the only thing I'll really harp on and add to it is that the impact of DeAndre Swift getting downhill on the perimeter is what set up that entire offense last night. That's what kept you guys in the game. That's what kept you guys complimentary. That's what kept. Yes, Caleb did get pressure on obvious passing downs, but the play action game and Ben Johnson's offense is the bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
And so for you guys to be able to hold um, the line of scrimmage and to move the line of scrimmage plus 1 yard, that's all, like, that is going to really pay dividends. And we also talked about when y'all were 0-2 to start the season, we looked at the schedule. We said, all right, early bye helps you this year.
Mm-hmm.
You get these 2 games, or you get this one game, go 1-2, get the bye week at 4, come out of the bye, let's get a win. That's when you mentioned the record of not being well after the bye. But we
Yes.
said maybe Ben Johnson can turn that around. You're looking at 2-2. That's not bad in your first 4 weeks of actually playing, 5 weeks of the actual season. That's not bad at all.
That's right.
So, well, 3-2, excuse me. So that is exactly what you guys needed to get back on track and see, and that's the difference, and that's why they had to fire old boy from last year, your head
Mm-hmm.
coach, because it would have been crumbled and it would have been a second year of Caleb up and down and no consistency. You're seeing the building blocks of your guys' identity being built in real time, and that's got to be special. Luther Burden, rookie, great game. Loveland, great game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they might not be getting the ball all the time, and they're not fully integrated into the offense yet.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that they're doing without the ball, and I know that's usually a lot of more of a basketball term, like, hey, how are you moving? What are you doing without the ball in your hands? Special. I think they're making extra blocks. I think that they're moving, like I said, the offensive line helping in that game. So Loveland with that. I think those small things and energy and change will help. Burden hadn't had a few good games in the receiving department, or just didn't get targeted prior to this game, and it didn't affect him as a rookie. Still is, hey, I'm in this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in this game. I can turn up when I get the opportunity, and that's just special to see from a young player. But shout out to DeAndre Swift, man. I commented on one of the videos that they had from the post game on Instagram, talking about they gave him the game ball for the offensive player of the week, and he gave the Philly. That's one of our like go-to sayings. We all we need from our 2017 Super Bowl. Because Lane Johnson and like Brandon Graham and all those guys just say it all the time. And it's so true, man. Like, when no one believes in you, because no one had the Bears winning this division.
No.
No,
Or the game.
or the game, yeah. And so you guys have a lot of doubters right now. So you got to really harp on that. We all we need mentality for this rest of the season, man. Proud of you guys.
Thank
Needed
you.
coming off of Thursday, man. With that loss for the Eagles. Needed a Cowboys loss, needed a Commanders loss to keep the first place in the division. So I appreciate y'all.
We got you. We got you. Yeah, I know I've said my stuff about DeAndre Swift, and I think this is a good place for him to start taking off. And
Hmm.
especially if, like you said, the line of scrimmage can be held.
Hmm.
Let's see how special we can make it. Um, did you listen to this game with the sound on from ESPN?
Yeah, it was horrible. It always is.
What's Troy Aikman's fucking problem with us?
Which makes
It
no
hurt.
sense because he
It hurt.
played it. He played in the NFC East, so I don't know. You would think it'd be the other way around.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's actually don't know because I was gonna say like he loves Jaden, but then trashes Caleb. Maybe he's just like that Texan in him can't get with the nails or something.
I
I
don't know.
like straight up saying the Bears got lucky
Yeah,
when
that's
DeAndre Swift
lame, dude.
scored with that pass. It's like, well, why has it got to be luck?
Yeah. Just throughout the game, like, oh, Caleb's been inconsistent. Caleb, it was all negative. I
Yeah,
don't usually comment on these kind of things, but it was such a bummer to listen to. And it's
it's
not like,
clear.
yeah,
Chris Collinsworth does that to us, so like I get the frustration.
yeah, I guess I'm just not used to it. Like the Bears play usually to like talk shit on itself, so I don't have to like worry about the commentators.
When you guys are actually in a good game and you're not doing bad, and they're still like trashing you, it doesn't make any
Yes,
sense.
it's like, dude, come on.
You say one nice thing, please. It'll be okay.
Yeah, seriously. And I also try not to comment on things that the team can't control, but there's some iffy calls. Just something that I'm used to, something that I see. I said my piece to the at NFL officiating last night. Um, but yeah, clean that up. It's not fair to anyone. It's not what anybody wants to see.
if you,
Um,
if you want to like Wild Bill's tweet to make sure that the officiating crew saw it, it's at Wild Bill 11 and at PMitch34, as well as we just added a podcast link, and that is at Many Last Words, correct, Bill?
yes, with one underscore at the end.
With one underscore at the end.
There's other
So
people have attempted to make a podcast by this name, but have stopped years ago. So there is no copyright. There's no patent. Come at us if you want. We'd
we're
love
not
to
going to
fight.
pay you.
We're not going to pay you.
We
We
don't
got
have
no money.
lawyers. Please don't come after us.
All right. Well, let's see. I know you don't have very many
No,
thoughts
we
on the
can.
birds.
Yeah, I have. So I like bringing up when we played sports at one point in our lives. Sometimes, even in relationships, right? Sometimes you might go through a fight and you realize, you know what? Don't even want to talk about it. Let's just get home and go to sleep, forget about it. Next morning, hey, I still love you, right? You have a bad game, piss poor film. Everyone knows that the film's gonna suck. Hey guys, we're gonna run our sprints, get our lift in. We're not gonna watch the film. That's one of those games. I have no comments on Thursday night. Hats off, caps off to the Giants and our people over there, our insider over there.
That's right.
Shout out to y'all. Hard fought game on your end. We're moving on as the Birds Nest, and we have up next.
You guys turn
We
back
have the
around and play them again soon.
Vikings. We do. We have the Vikings and the Giants again on the 26th, but we have the Vikings this upcoming weekend at noon or 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central. Um, we I'm excited for that because that's another Carson Wentz revenge game because he is still the starting quarterback.
Hmm.
Um, Carson Wentz is good, man. Um,
He's competent.
he's competent. That means not good. Good is strong. He's competent, and he's a veteran in this league at this point. A high pick as we took him early in the 2016 draft.
That's right.
So he has the physical tools to tear you apart if you allow him to have the time. Our defensive line is not looking good right now. Zadarius Smith, shout out to you, buddy. Get the fuck off my team if you're gonna retire midway through the season, you fucking clown. Um,
Happy trails.
yeah, don't let the fucking door hit you on the way out,
It's
dickhead.
expensive.
Yeah, like he was asked in the preseason, "Hey, you kind of took longer to pick a team, like was contemplating retirement on the mind at all?" No, no, like never on the mind. We're just looking for the right opportunity. This is and that, just for you to retire before week 7. All right, bro. When we get back to the big game, don't be asking for a ring. You're not getting invited.
Nope.
Not getting invited. But it's all right. We have younger guys that can get an opportunity now. Hopefully Howie makes a move to get us some help as well on our D line. Hopefully at corner, Denzel Ward is still out there with the Browns. Would love to see him in an Eagles uniform. That's who I would really, really love to see is Denzel Ward. And make a splash trade for him, honestly. Like, or if not getting him and getting a defensive lineman, the only defensive lineman that I'd really like care to like really put a high draft capital in and potentially another player would be Max Crosby. I think he fits the mindset and the attitude of Philly. I really like as obviously as good as Myles Garrett is, I think he's a weirdo for signing that contract and then bitching about the team. It's
Yep.
like, dog, you did that.
You asked for
Actually,
this.
you asked for that. Like everyone was telling you, and you even came out and said, I want to trade. You didn't want to deal with this anymore. So yeah, I think Max Crosby would be a good pickup for Philly. With the Las Vegas Raiders not doing very well right now. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the matchup. But Quinyon Mitchell got a little hamstring iffy injury this past week, was out at I think halfway through the game or even like first quarter. We had no bodies in the Giants routing us up, man. We're going up against Justin Jefferson and is it
Jordan Addison, I think.
Jordan Addison? Thank you. Yeah. I want to call him Jaden Addison, Jordan Addison.
Mm-hmm.
We can't roll out Keely Ringo and what's dipshit McGee, his fucking mate. Adoree Jackson. We can't roll them boys out there. We're gonna get torched. And that's what I'm meaning about Carson Wentz. Like you give Carson Wentz 2 bad corners, guess what? Carson Wentz is gonna as well as in KOC's offense. Like
That's right.
I'm just not looking forward to that. We can't drop 3 in a row, man. Like that can't happen. And I want to say it's at home too.
In Philly?
No, we're at Minnesota, excuse
In
me.
Minnesota. At
Yeah.
US Bank Stadium.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hear Skull all night, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. Or all morning. Not trying to hear that. So, damn. But that's probably all I got. Just like I said, I'm bearing what happened last week. Both of those last 2 weeks were in last week Sunday, turnaround on Thursday. Just bearing those games, moving on, looking forward. I think it's better to lose now. But yeah, your thoughts on Thursday night? Did anything that came across for you?
Just to solidify that first thought you had, sometimes your relationship needs some healthy space. That's all right.
Mm-hmm.
I know you feel better today. I don't have too much on the game. You touched on just about everything, but I do have some words on the league and the health of the league just in general that might make you feel better, that I think is a good perspective to have.
Yeah.
This whole season in the NFL, it doesn't feel like there's one definite juggernaut in either conference, any division. There's good teams. There's like a few really, really bad teams that like we all know about. I think at the end of the season, it'll play out the way it's supposed to, and it'll rely on that championship pedigree and who's going to play well in the playoffs and coach well. And if that's the way that we categorize who's going to be successful or not, the Eagles are in a good spot.
I agree with that.
Regardless of like what's going on right now, back-to-back losses, whatever. We got a good offense in Philadelphia. We have good coaches. We've been there before. I think that's something that we can rely on going forward. And I do call on Howie, as you were saying, to make those moves. I think the biggest one that I saw on the replay of the game, cornerback. When you're saying Denzel Ward, something that I think should be a priority for the
huge priority. Absolutely.
And if that's a hole that can be plugged up, I think that will complement other things. It'll help to, elevate the play of other units. And yeah, that's all I really got.
Absolutely. If the better you have in coverage, it helps your D line because it's called the coverage sack. Your D line gets more time to rush. The better D line you have, the worse the coverage can be because the D line can get a sack prior to the quarterback getting the ball out. Like it's all complementary football, right? So, would like to see either the in-home grown players that we have step it the fuck up, or hey, Howie, they're not reaching the standard. Let's go out and get somebody. Because I can use somebody.
That's right.
So yeah, we'll see. But moving on, man, we could talk about up next on the docket, that Monday night game that was not yours, the Bills versus Falcons, and I have some things I would like to get
Ooh.
off my chest.
I'd love to hear it. What do you got?
I work from home sometimes. Got my laptop. I can do things. Have the TV on. Play some music, right? Yeah. So Jalen's getting killed after Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the media. People just taking their shot. It's all right. We lost. I get it. Thursday rolls around, lose to the Giants at MetLife, or a shit life as we call it on this podcast because of their field. Yeah. Take a loss Friday. Everyone's giving up on Jalen, giving up on the Eagles. We're in turmoil at 4-2. Sitting here and working from home, watching the tube, the telly, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Not a word. NFL, hey, at NFL on Twitter, still waiting for you guys to throw out the game-losing interception by Mr. Allen for the Buffalo Bills. Still waiting on it. The change in effort and energy to paint certain players in a certain light, or to have a whole media run on how this guy is not good, but yet was a Super Bowl MVP, but yet the actual MVP of the league, the regular season league, put up a generational stinker of 180 yards passing and 2 picks on primetime football against the Atlanta Falcons, mind you. And not a word from any of these pundits on TV. That's why, hey, if you're watching at home, you're watching us at home, please subscribe.
Yes.
Because we're going to call everybody out.
That's right.
We keep it real on this Many Last Words podcast.
Mm-hmm.
These pundits get on ESPN and just have nothing to say. Nothing of substance to say.
Mm-hmm.
Call that man Joshua Allen out like he deserves to be. Generational stinker.
I think he had the benefit of getting buried by a more watched Monday Night Football game. Lucky him. Because if that were a standalone game, it wasn't pretty.
It made me so mad. It makes me so mad to see people just overtly hate Jalen for no damn reason, but then just give these other quarterbacks buys after buys after buys. When Pat was putting up, and Grant, Pat has turned it around, but when Pat was putting up stinker of the first 3 weeks, nothing to be said, man. Nothing. Just,
They'll get
it's
back
finally
on track.
they'll get back on track. It's finally getting to them with injuries just because they've been winning for so long, X, Y, and Z, all this BS. No, Pat was playing bad, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can be entitled to playing bad here and there, man. It happens. The other players are also getting paid to play this game.
Yes.
Shout out the Falcons, man. I know it's my fiance's rival, but shout out to the Falcons putting the Bills on notice. And honestly, Bills fans, you don't deserve Sean McDermott. He was the if you don't know this, Bill, he was the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, and he was actually one of our like linebackers coaches even before that when we had Coach Johnson for a long time, old head coach, defensive coordinator for us, and we promoted Sean McDermott, and he like really learned from Coach Johnson like toughness and like what it means to be an Eagle, and took that to Buffalo and really turned around that program. But the Bills were not good for a long time in the early 2000s.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so Bills fans, if you're going to sit up here and talk shit about Coach McDermott, we'll take him back with open arms. We let Andy go when we shouldn't have. We'll take Shawnee back at any time. So Sean, if you're listening, brother, just know I love you.
I'm sure there's a lot
Not
of
your
other
fault.
teams that would take him too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, man. Shout out to the Falcons. Bills, you played hard. Like I just hate that it's not even like I'm trying to trash Josh Allen. It's like I hate the media of how they portray Josh Allen. That's
Right.
more of what.
You just wanted to be fair and
Yeah.
not narrative based. Just give us the facts. This
Give
was
us the
not
facts,
the
man.
best game that this player's played.
And that's okay.
You got to tell it like it is.
That's okay.
Yeah, nobody's saying that he's a bad quarterback. He's not. He's
No,
a good quarterback. But
great
this is not a
quarterback.
good game.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
Simple as that. And like you said, props to the Atlanta Falcons. I don't understand how Bijan Robinson doesn't have a bigger role in like the marketing of the league. This guy's electric. Every single time I turn on the Falcons, this guy's amazing. I
He's
wish
their
he was
whole
on the
team.
Bears.
Yeah. He's their whole team. Um, I think he's getting more pub. I mean, you ever see that camera view where it's like only the top view of Bijan running? Like it's like kind of in slow-mo. You ever seen those videos?
I
Like
don't believe I have.
the first one happened when he like caught the ball and he like kind of put it behind his back last year.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's a certain camera view. I saw someone on Twitter say it feels like Bijan's the only one that gets his camera view, where it's like the aerial view looking down at him. But yeah, they definitely don't put him up as much, and I think that's just because the Falcons were ass last year and we're going through that quarterback controversy, and the league will always put quarterback controversies up over any other story just because people like hearing about quarterbacks. Again, I think that's poor marketing. I think that's poor journalistic integrity.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I agree with you. Bijan Robinson is special.
And honestly, I feel like the Falcons should have won by more. If Drake
Mhm.
London wouldn't have stepped out with zero time on the clock in the first half, that's a whole nother touchdown they
No, yeah.
up by. So yeah, shout out the Falcons. That's Raheem Morris, the coach over there, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
good coach, good guy.
Shout out to Raheem, man.
Um, I don't. I also do want to add, I do not like the concurrent Monday Night Football games.
I hate it, man.
It's
I absolutely hate it. It's not either do it like basketball where they have the 7 o'clock game and then the very, very late night 9 o'clock
Mhm.
Central, which is 7 o'clock Western time game,
Yes.
or save it for the birds, man. Like starting a game at 6:30 and a game at 7:15 is so stupid.
It
to me.
sucks. I do think they're doing what you said next week. Seahawks kick off at 7
Your time,
at our time. Yeah, West
like that's great because now I get football like super late.
hmm And I get to
I can
remember.
watch. Yeah, I get to remember and watch both games separately.
Yeah, I get to have a football game go till 10:30, like the old days, instead of
You
wrapping
miss
up
it.
by 8.
You miss it, huh?
A little bit. The scheduling of it it's tough to watch it at 10 a.m. I'd love
Yeah.
to have it like a day before.
hmm
I know we've discussed this before, but
Yeah.
I've kind of gotten used to it. Still do kind of miss it though.
It's so nice being able to just go to sleep right after the game's over. Whether win or lose, like you go to sleep happy or like, all right, I get to just go to sleep and like the day is done. Like I'm tired of thinking about this. Either way, it's
Right.
nice.
Like I got to figure out what to do with a couple hours.
It's twiddling your thumbs.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Well, moving on. We got the Buccaneers continuing to roll against the Niners.
Yep.
I mean, I'm running out of reasons not to have Baker Mayfield seriously in the MVP conversation. That run that he had was one of the coolest highlights I've seen a quarterback do. And he's not the biggest guy either.
Mm-mm.
The guy, that dude is all heart, and I like that. I like
Yep.
seeing that out of him.
Any other point about Baker before I jump in?
I can appreciate also having a Mika Mbuka out and still finding a way to win.
Tez, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think what's his face, the other receiver, Mike Evans was out too.
Yeah, no, they're out the top three receivers, I think. I think even now 4.
Godwin's
They're
out,
out.
so that's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So Baker apparently was either in second. I think he was in second. Yeah, behind Josh Allen, like going into the start of week 6 for MVP votes, and then stayed at second, I think, after his win. And then when Pat won in the night game, they bumped him up to either first or second. I think the second, and bumped Baker down.
We're
And
talking Vegas odds.
I think yes. Which that is the same sentiment of what I'm saying about the Bills and the Falcons game. Pat played dog shit first 3 weeks, and yet they just let it go by and smooth over it because they love Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Baker's been playing well every week of the season. How has he not been at the number one spot? And if not, like even in the losses, Baker was playing well against the Eagles.
Yes.
So it just doesn't make any sense to me, man. It makes no sense to me. You have your top 3, 4 receiving threats out, and you're still putting up numbers. You're still winning games against formidable, like good teams too. Like people were saying the Niners are back. Like they got some people. Like yes, they have some injuries right now. They have the injury bug just like they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a well coached team. A lot of all pros and Pro Bowlers on that roster with the Niners. But the Bucks still find a way. And I think it's bullshit if you ever use, and that's what I know you say you don't like bringing up refs. I don't bring up refs, I don't bring up injuries, man. I don't really want to hear it. Find a way to get it done because everyone on the roster is getting paid. When the Eagles lost and we're losing to X, Y, and Z, I didn't make an excuse. I just said, hey, Howie needs to do his job and help the Eagles out. Go get some players, go do X, Y, and Z if you believe our backups aren't it. Backups, you got to play better. Why is it okay for everyone else to make excuses? Why is it okay for the Niners like, hey, we're injured, so we're just going to call it in this year? No, y'all suck. Your backups suck. Get better players.
That's right.
But shout out to Fred Warner. Definitely a great linebacker. Hate to see him out. And like out for the year too. Like broken ankle. Apparently it was nuts. Like his ankle was like super stepped, like rolled over, like fully snapped.
Glad I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was gross. There were a lot of gross injuries. Got really lucky. I don't think I ever remember seeing anything in person, personally.
I think Big Walt had a pretty gnarly one.
Oh, actually, I remember seeing
Was it Jacob Yuri also? He had a pretty gnarly.
no, I didn't see Jacobs because I was on the sophomore team.
Right.
During track, I remember Jacobs though, hearing about it. During track, Charles Woods jumped up on because we were running around the track. Charles is just a lot of personality and energy.
Right.
Jumped up on the girls' soccer bench and slipped. I think it was a little like wet out. Dog, his leg, you could see the white coming out.
Oh,
it was disgusting. It was disgusting. But I just met this guy over the weekend, this Hispanic dude, that said he broke his femur in high school. He's like 17, the big one, playing pickup basketball at his high school in Sperry's.
Why Sperry's?
You know that was our generation. You know, I mean, white kids used to do that shit all the time. They'd just be like, not playing hard, but like just shooting around with their friends, shooting the shit. Maybe get like a 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 game going, something like that. Not like half court game. I'm assuming that's what he did. It wasn't like an actual 5-on-5, like actually playing hard.
Yeah.
But he said he just stepped wrong and it snapped.
That's crazy.
To do that to your femur, he said that the doctors told him like car accidents, stuff like that is how people break. Like you don't just break your femur walking or running, or like that is very, very, very hard to do.
I mean, has he never drank milk in his life? Like
literally, he was a bigger guy, and I'd like to assume y'all Hispanics, y'all be drinking your milk.
Correct.
So
you get the good stuff.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. Yeah,
that's crazy, dude. And it's crazy how like sometimes like how durable the human body is, and also how fragile the human body can be.
Fragile, man. The mind, the body, the spirit can all be fragile. So you gotta lock in. It'll be tough.
That's right.
And if you're not, reach out to your friends, like we said earlier.
That's right.
Help.
We're here. Send us questions. We'll answer them.
Speaking of further down, I would like to talk about Juju getting punched in the mouth. I love that. Brian Branch is suspended for a week. I don't think he's going to fight it. The suspension, that sucks for Brian Branch because you did a thank you for the rest of the league. Everyone despises Juju and his antics.
Has he been keeping up with his TikTok stuff? I haven't noticed.
I haven't noticed either. I don't think he does anymore. I mean, he's old, like he's our age, so
Matured.
I think he's grown out of it. It would like he's just like kind of like annoying. Like even without the TikTok stuff, he just feels like he has the same personality as Jackson Mahomes, where it's just like, yeah, you could probably still not do TikTok, and like if I like came across you in person, but yeah, this guy kind of sucks. Like you're just kind of annoying. But
This
that's
guy
all
kinda
right.
sucks.
Yeah, like but I will say what it feels like is because it doesn't feel authentic. Like, because let me switch it to someone else that I'm a big fan of, right? Huge fan of Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. Both very TikTok-y, you want to dance and all that. But it's very authentically like you could tell like they're softer, like young, like just kind of like want to be in that bubbly, like that's just who they are.
Yeah.
Juju doesn't feel like he is like that. He just feels like he like likes to troll. And like if you're gonna troll, you kind of have to troll like Embiid. Embiid's not making dance videos to troll. He'll just like make fun of you to your face.
Yeah.
And like keep it pushing.
Yes, the real way, the way real men troll.
the real man. I really don't have a lot to say on the rest of these other games, man.
I don't have too much either. Crazy the Titans fired their coach. I mean, I didn't watch that game.
I was actually earlier, you said in the pod, you said we know what teams are bad in the league. And the first thing in my head was on this podcast, we have never mentioned the Titans because they're so bad.
What is there to say?
And this is the first time that you actually wrote Titans game on our cheat sheet. And it's just funny because it's like if they didn't fire their coach, that would not have been on
No, it wouldn't be. And that's all I said too. I didn't have like, oh, so and so had a good game. I said word for word off our little sheet. Only really want to talk about this because Titans coach Bill Callahan got canned already. I mean, what do they do? I mean, that team is tough to watch, dude.
Yeah, and it sucks because Cam Ward is great.
He's talented.
Yeah, he's talented.
Exciting.
So, and the thing is, I don't even think it's one of those situations where it's like even the interim coach is going to help. Really, I think they're just going to have a horrible season, get another top 3 pick, and it is just they're going to get another playmaker, or defensive playmaker, and keep it pushing because this team sucks.
Yes,
and everyone knows it.
Do you get another quarterback?
No. No, please don't. Cam is good. They need to kind of do either what Detroit did with getting Penei Sewell, with picking just a really high pick on like the best lineman that comes out of the draft. If there's a really like generational one this year coming out, I don't know at this point in the league or in the season.
Yeah.
I haven't really watched. I've been watching a little bit more college football than I normally have, but since Penn State has lost back-to-back weeks, I've stopped tuning in as much. So I don't.
The coach fired.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Coach James Franklin, man. He pulled us out of some dark times on the sanctions, from coming from the Joe Paterno age. Also, Joe, if you're listening Up in Heaven, and I did clearly say that Up in Heaven, I don't think Joe Pod did anything wrong. I think he went to the police and he did what he was contractually obligated to. He did everything he could. It is out of his hands at that point to expect him to fire one of his best friends. Obviously, you don't and at one point, yes, they were best friends. Who's to say after Joe Pa found out all of this was going on that they were even friends anymore? They probably weren't friends anymore. I mean, I guess maybe that's the argument that people use that like, yeah, if they weren't friends anymore and he knows all this, he should just fire him. But at the end of the day, if they're producing, which they were winning a lot back in those days, why would you fire one of the best coaches in the league? But you should have some type of like like I see both sides. Like you can't have someone in your
Organization.
program
Yeah.
touching kids. Like it can't happen.
No,
Can't happen.
no, not at all.
So touchy subject, but the main point of all of that is that James Franklin pulled us out of that time with dignity, with respect. Players love him. So many outpouring of ex-players and current players saying their wishes and their memories with Coach Franklin. You're gonna be missed, man. You brought class and dignity back to Happy Valley. So shout out to you, man.
That's right. That's nice.
Since 2014, man. He got hired in 2014.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I didn't realize. I saw that when
Mm-hmm.
they broke the news on that. Yeah, I forgot to mention it the other day. I did want to give a quick shout out to UCLA. It was a gutsy win.
All right, y'all.
I know it's a touchy subject, like you said, but over our heads, one of the biggest upsets we've ever seen. Anyways,
You went to San Diego State.
correct. And we beat UCLA. The last time we played them, I was there.
You're not a UCLA fan. Do not be shouting UCLA out.
I cheer for the underdog in college.
They were the underdog and a big one at that. Dude, it was like a 20-point spread.
Mhm.
If you had the under, you were making cash. But why would anyone put money on that game?
No, not at all. No, it was crazy. Nobody even went to the game. Anyways, we'll check back in next week, Peyton.
Yep.
I appreciate you
Love
joining
you,
me.
brother.
I love you too. People at home, thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like,
Mhm.
comment,
Please.
do whatever you want as long as you do something.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. We'll talk to you next week. Thank
Love
you.
him.
See ya. Love you.
All right, so I recorded that earlier today. I know for a fact it was a great interview. Peyton, thank you so much for coming on again, as usual. Had a lot of great insight as to the outlook of the rest of the NFL season, how things are going to look. So I guess there's no great way to cut into the ending of the Chicago Cubs season. We dropped a tough series against the Milwaukee Brewers. They got us. No need to point out how odd it was that they scored so many runs at home as opposed to at Wrigley. I don't think it's really worth noting how every single home run they hit was with 2 outs, especially when the pitch was framed in a certain location. Not that it wasn't super convenient that they knew exactly where that location was going to be and knew how to swing at it. That's not something that I'm saying. Not anything that I want to bring up. So I will not say anything about it. So it is what it is. I don't think the Cubs were built to, beat a complete team that didn't have any major season-ending injuries to them. That's kind of been the story of the season. They've been snake-bitten. You can't really beat a good team like Milwaukee with half a rotation. I think that's something that is going to have to be a focal point for Jed Hoyer going into the offseason. Yes, Justin Steele will be back for next season, but this is the second season in a row that he's missed significant time with a major injury, so that might be something to look at. It probably won't get significantly better. I'd love to be proven wrong on that. But with Shota Imanaga also showing the weaknesses that he showed, he gave up some pretty big hits in the postseason and at the end of the regular season. That's something that I'm a little more optimistic about. I think that's something that can be tweaked. I know that he's taking it super personally, taking it upon himself to improve, and that's something that I think we'll come into spring training and see that he's made improvements and made some jumps in bettering his game. I'd have full trust in Shota Imanaga to put that on himself. So I don't really know what the deal is with Matthew Boyd or Colin Ray. I hope Matthew Boyd comes back next season. Jameson Tyone, I don't know his contract situation either, but he's really proved that he's somebody that you can rely on in October. He had 2 great starts, Game 3 of the wild card series against the Padres, and I think it was Game 4 against Milwaukee at home. Can't really ask much more out of a guy like that. It was actually Game 3 of the NLDS. Matthew Boyd threw a pretty good game in Game 4. But yeah, going deep into a game in the playoffs is something that, as a team that has a high payroll, I think Jet could justify paying a premium for that kind of stuff. Because as we can see in the first 2 games of the NLCS, it matters. I mean, just tonight, I think it was Yamamoto went the complete game. The night before, Blake Snell went 8 innings. They're going back to LA with a completely, almost untouched bullpen, which is great. I mean, they don't have the best bullpen, so the more they can rely on their incredible starters, the better off their team's going to be. So going into the offseason, I think that's something that we can definitely focus on. As far as the hitting that we for the most part didn't really see in the series, I am not super optimistic about a deal being struck with Kyle Tucker. I mean, I think he lost himself a considerable amount of money, both in the second half and in his inability to come through in the big major clutch that you really wanted a $400 million player to come through in. It's tough to go into a 2-run game and not score on a first and second no-out situation in a playoff game, especially an elimination game. I mean, Kyle Tucker made a big strikeout in that scenario, and that was the game right there in Game 5. Sad to see, especially on my birthday. They really spoiled that one for me. But I'm just kidding. It was a good time. Again, I didn't see the Cubs winning the World Series this season, but the way that they went out, it was upsetting, and it's tough to grasp the fact that we won't see this team until March. It's going to look maybe a little different. I think most of the pieces are kind of set. I think Michael Busch proved himself. Nico Horner obviously proved himself. Dansby, I guess, kind of like, we already knew that he was a defensive specialist, and he proved that even more so with his showing in the Padres series. I'm not sold on Matthew Shaw. Seiya Suzuki is another riser from the lineup. He rose to the occasion. I got to see more out of PCA too. I know we're still got him on a kind of like a smaller deal for being new to the league. He's shown us what the highest of highs can be. He's also shown us what the lowest of lows can be. So I'm hoping that we're able to elevate here in frame. We're hoping to elevate the bottom and maybe bring the higher up the ceiling even higher. That's what I hope to see this upcoming season, and I think that's really what people want to see, what the players want to accomplish also. Ian Happ, I don't really know. I don't really want to make a hard opinion on him because he's the longest tenured Cub by far. I don't want to say anything disparaging about the guy. I mean, he cared so much when the Cubs clinched in Cincinnati, and that's not something that you can teach, not something that you can coach into someone. I stand by him, but whatever happens, happens. It's a business, and at the end of the day, I wish that I was seeing the Cubs go up 2-zip on whoever in the NLCS today instead of the Dodgers. So that's what I got. I am kind of a sore loser in that I don't see any season that doesn't end with raising the championship trophy as a success. So ultimately, I don't see the Cubs ending up where I wanted them to be. I didn't anticipate them being there, but it still sucks knowing that they were not super far away from being even a little bit further into the playoffs than where they're at right now. So we'll see what happens for this next season. I'm hoping that more pitching gets invested in instead of a measly Kyle Tucker that I don't think is really going to change the outcome of very many games for next season. Obviously, some of the magic in the early season we'll never forget, but I think it's time to cut our losses and, I don't know, give Owen Casey another shot in the big leagues. I think he got a pretty raw deal in the second half when he got called up. He was kind of just riding bench for no reason. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Unfortunate, and it's really unfortunate that the Brewers took that picture with the L flag and they haven't won a game since. Couldn't be the Cubs. Couldn't be an organization that's been there before. Clearly Milwaukee's not. And I don't think they will be where they want to be. So it is what it is. excited for the rest of football season. Excited for a little bit of time away from baseball and getting to coast until spring training. I feel like the Mariners kind of have a team of destiny vibe to them in the American League Championship Series. They're up 2-0. They won the 2 road games. I think that's where both series are at right now. So it's going to be a good one no matter what, as long as Milwaukee's not in it. I hate you guys. And so that is where I will leave it for baseball. I think I might be having some MLB writers coming on the show in a few weeks. That was facilitated by Peyton. Peyton, thank you so much for throwing my name out there. I appreciate it. I really just want to make interesting content, stuff that you wouldn't already find on MLB.com or whatever it might be. And hopefully that's something that you guys at home are looking forward to as well. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this particular episode of not the Wild Bill podcast. I got to get that out of my system. The Many Last Words podcast. Week 6 of the NFL, and moving on into whatever happens with the rest of the baseball playoffs. Sucks for both of us, the Phillies and the Cubs. Fell flat on their face. But, whatever. Yeah, I guess I can touch on that real quick. That last play with Orion, something with the last name starts with a K. I felt so bad for that guy. I hope that guy's doing all right. That's all I got to say about it. Peyton and I will try our luck for baseball championships next season. I do think that's the NLCS people wanted to see, but you can't always get what you want. So thank you for tuning in and listening. Thank you to all my friends, all the strangers that are tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All my family, los quiero mucho. Gracias. And we will be back next week seeing what happens with our teams in the NFL. And with them will be playoffs also. So until then, thank you very much, and it is over.